Top 5 things that I want you to try when you come visit Kazakhstan. First things first, 4 of the 5 items that I'm going to show you are dairy products. So if you don't eat dairy, you might want to do an exception because these are some things that show our culture a lot. Back in the days when we were nomadic, we didn't have that many products except for meat and dairy. So a lot of the dishes that you're going to see in Kazakhstan that I'm going to show you the recipes of are going to be made of either meat, flour, or dairy. And today I'm going to show you 5 items that you must try if you really want to get the taste of Central Asian culture. One of the items is going to be just my personal favorite, so let's begin. What do you think this is? This is homemade sour cream. So the way they do sour cream is they take the cow milk and they boil it and take the fatter leftovers and then they mix it. So there's the whole technology of making sour cream, but it's very delicious. It's very tasteful. A lot of the times I eat it with bread, just like spread it on the bread. If you want to buy sour cream in, let's say, Astana, the place I went to was called Eurasia Market, and I have a separate video about that. There's a little marketplace where you can go and you'll see where they're selling the homemade sour cream. If you say sour cream to them, they're gonna be confused because a lot of people don't speak English actually here, but if you say kaymak, in Kazakh it's called kaymak, or you can say in Russian smetana. So both of the ways, if you say it, people will understand you. Sometimes I add it to my next item that I'm going to show you, which is kind of like cottage cheese, but it's not quite. Like you would call it cheese basically, but there's nothing like that in US where I've been, or other countries. I haven't seen something like that, especially when the milk goes bad. So you'd boil that milk and take the leftovers and then take out all of the moisture from that, and this is how you get that cheese. So the way you eat it is actually you would add either sour cream or you can make sirniki out of it. There's a dish which is kind of like pancakes. A lot of people like that. There's a lot of different dishes that you can actually make out of this, but some of the popular ones are making pancakes out of it, making some cheese pies with this. If you want to buy it, again, you would go to that aisle. All you need to say is either Russian or Kazakh, as I said. You can say in Kazakh suzbe or ak erimshik, but if you want to say it in Russian, it's just tvorog. Okay, so the next item is also a dairy item, and this is another type of cheese. It's more of a dessert, and the way they do it, it's kind of like cheese. In short, you take a big pot, pour some milk to it, add kefir, which is a fermented milk, and then you bring it to boil, and you will see how protein will start to separate from the whey. You'll add some sugar and keep boiling it until all the liquid evaporates. And there you have it. It's very bouncy and sweet. There's again that homemade type of feel to it. I think you should try this and you will definitely like that. So if you want to order that again in the market, you would say erimshik in Kazakh. In Russian, it wouldn't be the same thing because there's nothing like that in Russian culture.
Can you hear it squeaking? I can hear it squeaking.
Yeah, I like it.
It's very rubbery, but that's actually not bad actually.
This one I like most. It's much better.
I'll have some more of that, but this is not bad.
So the last but not least item is actually this dry dairy product. It's called kurt. It's actually very salty, and back in the days when we were nomadic, we did not have refrigerators, so a lot of the times when you would travel through the steppe, you would take dry meat and dry dairy like this. And the way they make it is actually they take the cheese, kind of like this cheese that I showed you before, but then they add salt to it and then they dry it in the sun. And once it dries up, you can store it pretty much for as long as you want, and it's actually pretty good and very salty if you like salty things. So you should definitely try that, and if you want to order that, it's called kurt. There's not any other name for it in Russian, so if you want to order it, you would say kurt, or you can just say it lighter, kurt.
Yeah, it's very salty.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah. How do you think? No, it's pretty good,
Yeah, it's very sour. Yeah.
Damn, come on, where's the beer?
Like a snack.
Yeah, it's very good snack.
The next item, which is not going to be dairy this time, this is just plain Kazakh chocolate.
А есть казахстанский, да, шоколад? Да. Можно мне
And this is one of the most famous Kazakh chocolates that you're gonna see anywhere, you're gonna hear about. A lot of actually local Kazakhs who travel anywhere abroad, they take this chocolate and they give it to a lot of their foreign friends or professors, students, teachers. And this is actually a great present, not just to foreigners that are gonna want to get a taste of Kazakhstan, but also to Kazakh people abroad, because they miss Kazakhstan a lot. They miss all of this food actually. If you take any of this to Kazakh people, they're gonna be through the roof. And if you just are coming from Kazakhstan, if you're visiting, you can definitely get a number of these with you. Either give it as a souvenir to your friends, or if you know Kazakh people, they might ask you to bring this chocolate.
And I didn't know that Kazakhstan made chocolate, but apparently they make it pretty well.
Yeah. I don't really like chocolate, but this one is really good.
Yeah, I've ate it a lot of times, and when the first time I ate it, I feel like, wow, really good.
Yeah, Kazakhstan.
And last but not least, this is actually an item that is not a must, but this is one of my favorites. So Kazakhstan had one of the biggest sweets factory, which was called Barahat. It has a lot of different types of sweets and different types of snacks that they make, and they're very popular in Kazakhstan. There's always huge lines for people to get some sweets from there. Anything you get from there is actually the best quality. But one item that I personally get always at this factory store is this. These are actually just peanuts covered in some kind of flour. Not even sure what that actually is, but it's not sweet. It's very crispy, it's very tasty, and if you are stopping by a Rahat kind of factory store, you should definitely try this and give it a shot. So now let's get to the best part. Let's taste it. So I got some bread, and the way I'm gonna eat the sour cream is actually I'm just gonna put it on my bread. Just taking a little piece. This is very good. Actually, I want some more. I just want to dip the bread into the sour cream. So good. The way to eat this one is actually I would take a little bit of this and I would mix it with the sour cream. A lot of the athletes, they like to eat this cheese because this is pure protein. And again, you can eat it with bread, with a piece of toast, or you can just eat it by itself. Some people add sugar to it, some people add jam to it, but I prefer it plain. Very nice. And very tender. It's not sweet, but it has some natural, tiny bit of sweetness to it. I recommend it 100%. You can also get not homemade sour cream and not homemade type of cheese like this. It's also gonna be good, but it's different. And if you find the homemade ones, they're gonna be just very tasty and very rich in taste. Okay, next, let's try these. So this one is very hard because it's dry, it's very dried up. So you would actually have to have strong teeth for that. This is a good snack. It also has some protein and so different. All of these are so different, even though they're all dairy. With the sweet cheese, let's try a little bit. And this is good to eat it with a tea or coffee. It has a texture like tofu, but it's sweet and it's kind of like baked. I don't know if that makes sense, but so good. Okay, last but not least, let's do these sweet items. So we've got it in a foil. Yeah, this is how it looks. It's very rich, sweet and tasty. So you should try. I'm gonna get some tea ready and then I'm gonna finish that. So let's open this one. They're just like crunchy peanuts. Crunchy, tasty, yeah. So good. Okay, so this is it. I showed you top 5 things to try and one bonus one. When you come to Kazakhstan, you should definitely try these things and possibly take them with you back home and show it to your friends, or even give it to Kazakh people because they're gonna love you forever for that. Let me know in the comments below if you like this video, if I should do more of these videos. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bye!